And welcome back, Firewood addicts, to another episode of Travis Does Firewood. Today we have this fir that is a month old on my property, and we have this true service wood over there that we got a few episodes ago. We need to get splitting, and we need to get splitting right now. So if you're with me on the previous episode or one before last, I did get those that down tree across the way. Look at those three of them here. So I will get those processed up, bucked up at some point. Definitely not a priority right now. This fir I did buy. See, I split this up the other week or so, and I'm not sure whether to put this in the for sale pile or not. And then we have this one piece that I just couldn't quite get chunked up with the splitter, so I may just hammer that out with the one of the chainsaws. So a lot of this stuff here, this is just, it's odd sizes. Like I said before in the episode with the fir, I got hosed on the deal. Not hosed, but I mean, it's free wood, as beggars can't be choosers, right? But the sizes of this wood are all over the place. From like, this is gonna be what, cookie size almost. There, that's shorter. That one there is shorter. To like longer pieces, like this one here is longer. So I'm not going to be cutting down, trimming down any of this to fit 16 inches. If it's going to be longer than 16, in words of like 17 is okay, maybe 18 plus, that'll go into the bonfire stack. Anything that's shorter than 16, let's say 14 and shorter, that'll go in the cookie stack to sell, potentially, or maybe just to burn in my own wood stove. Anything right around 16, that'll go into it will go into the stack to in the regular wood pile. So if you want to see me split, we'll be using the transformer in a minute. Probably go both horizontal and vertical. Use it at a vertical mode for the big chunks here, and horizontal for the ones that are smaller that I can pick up. I'll probably use my tongs today. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, let's do it. So taking a quick break just for a second. It's starting to rain, so we'll see if I continue or not. So you kind of see what I'm doing here. The bigger chunks are kind of hard to lift up onto the splitter in its horizontal state. So vertical state, it may time consuming, but not having to noodle it or having to split it up to get it onto the splitter. So it seems to be working fairly well. I got through several pieces. This pile here is for bonfire wood. It's kind of big and chunky, and it's longer. Over here we have, I want to call it regular split, like 16 inches ish in here. So this would be for bundles or rack wood for the firewood stand. And then right here we have pieces that are shorter, not necessarily cookies or cutoffs, just like shorter pieces. So this will go in a separate stack to be sold as shorter pieces, or it'll be burned in my firewood stand. I want to keep the firewood stand firewood as uniform and at 16-ish as possible, so it looks like quality wood, not hacked up from like 8 inches to like 22 inches, like what you get from tree service wood. So I want to keep it separate, and like again, I found a market for all these different shapes and lengths and sizes of firewood, which is great. So in this break, I want to get your opinion. This area here seems to be very soupy, very muddy, and this is where I end up working because it's the farthest out in the backyard of my property, leaving the front of the backyard to be more or less green, lush. Yes, I do drive back there sometimes, but at least it's green for the kids to play in. Now this area here does not get a lot of sun because of, again, the canopy behind me. So I've had some suggestions as of late to what to do with this area. Do I keep it as is, muddy during the wet or cold season? Do I put down gravel? Do I slab? Do I asphalt? Now, asphalt is going to be expensive. It's going to be the most money, right? Concrete slab, probably the second. I could do that myself, just in sections. Gravel would be more cost effective, but that's still like a lot. Like I'll probably bring in one dump truck load of 12 yards to do this whole area, because I want to be thick enough where it will compact, and that'd be nice. That would look slick. That would look. I don't understand why people have to race up and down my road. Anyway, that would look great. But the thing with gravel, unlike asphalt or a slab, is when you get this bunch of like sawdust here, or like the debris, I'll go rake it up, but then when I go to pick up the debris, it will include some of the rock. So slowly but surely, I'll be throwing away some of the rock that I spent money on, type thing. So I don't know what to do. So I mean, this is quite a large area. It would be nice to have it be better and not muddy sometimes. Right now it's kind of slick, but definitely when it was wet during the latter part of, I guess the fall and winter time, when it wasn't snowing and was frozen, I would make definitely ruts in here. Like this is from the tires from the other day, and then when I got too wet, my little carrier for my firewood from the back here to the house made like ruts in the mud. So not ideal by any means, but yeah. So let me know what you think, from leaving it as is to grass all the way up to asphalt. Granted, I have zero budget for any of this. I do have access to some gravel, probably about like 2 yards of gravel that will do like a dusting of this area, or the main part here, but it won't do all of it. So you let me know if you have an opinion or thoughts on that. Yeah, we'll see. So with that question out, I have a question for you now. Do you want to continue watching me split firewood? No? How come no? I mean, it's it's splitting firewood. I mean, you saw the last several videos were more or less on chainsaws or me cutting. Why not watch me split? All right. Well, how about I incentivize you? What about you watch me split firewood in the rain while jamming out to some tunes? Yes? All right, let's do it. Rock and roll! All right, so all the fur is done besides this piece here that was buried in with this mix. So I have divided this what I split just now into 3 piles, and I hope this makes sense without having to not confuse you per se, but to make more work on myself. I mean, like less touching, right? But by doing a little extra work now will save me time down the road when this wood is seasoned and I want to sell it or deliver it, where I don't have to spend much time or as much time, yeah, to know where it was or is in the yard to load, etc. So in this spot here, I'm calling not offcuts, not cookies, just small chunks. These are the ones that are of like this size and under 16. Just it's maybe like 14 inches and less. So this will be on a separate stack. I'll sell this in my CB totes all day long. This is good stuff because a lot of the stuff too is like knotty and stuff like that, and that's not very attractive wood, but it's good wood. It's almost on par with like a good hardwood because all that knot and the sap in there will just it's a nice, good heat. So over here in the middle, we have what I'm calling my bonfire wood, right? So bonfire wood is gonna be like super long pieces, naughty, funky pieces, ones that, like I said before, I don't want to rip down to 16. I have a market for the larger pieces. This is what people can use in their bigger wood stoves or outside for a campfire. It still burns, totally fine. It's just not at that a 16-inch sweet spot, you know. So I have a whole pile of this. It's good to have this. Now it will be ready to dry out in season, and then come to my regular split. And this is going to be more or less my 16 inches, maybe at 16, maybe at 17, maybe at 15, but it's average right on there. Now I have a mix of pieces that are good for my bundles. This is like straight grained, no knots, all good to go, super small, so I can stack this in my bundler and good to go. And then I have pieces, kind of like this piece here, that is not straight, a little bit bigger split. So this will be going in one of my it'd be going in regular rack wood at the firewood stand. So when I'm splitting pieces, if the round or if the quarter piece is straight grained, clear, no knots, I try to get that as small as possible, maybe like down to like this size, maybe a little bit bigger than this, maybe this size here, for my bundle wood. If it's gonna be kind of knotty, kind of twisted, kind of funky, then I tried to split it a little bit bigger, like this piece here. And this piece here is just about big enough to go in my regular rack wood, so I'm not having to fight the wood to get in the wood bundler. So it will stack nicely and pretty, kind of like you're doing Tetris. But the wood for the rack wood does not need to be perfect. But still, I want it to look nice, you know. So having to find that balance, that happy medium, without having to go too crazy with the wood, to make sure that I'm delivering and selling a quality product. So definitely some wet wood. It is currently raining outside. I set up this umbrella, but it wasn't really over me. It was over the machine for a bit, and then I moved the machine, and now the machine's all getting wet. So I may go back inside. I don't know. But this wood was wet. I don't know if you saw this, but some pieces were squirting out. It was dribbling out. Hard to tell when it's raining outside, but definitely I think I got squirted a few times. But she's a wet one. Wet wood, ready to be seasoned, ready to be stacked, and we're almost there. Now, I mean, this is the first step, getting it split. Now, to getting it stacked or thrown in a pile, whatever you do with your wood, make sure that is ready to be seasoned. Excuse me, just not on the ground. Get up off the ground. Anyway, that's it for this one, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Just a reminder, remember my pink white saw? And I did a few episodes on that. Well, and I told you that you can't find that saw anymore, or they have the top handle. Well, my buddy Mike over at the Rusty Garage and Homestead bought one on Amazon. The pink white top handle, I think it's a 26cc. Came with a 10-inch and a 12-inch bar, I think 2 bars. And he did an unboxing of that one and ran it for a bit and tuned it up, and that thing sounds pretty nice. Go ahead and check that. I did the video out. I'll leave a link in the description, but that's a pretty cool saw too. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. And stay safe, rock and roll, keep cutting. Cheers.